Hollywood. Hollywood never changes.
Popcorn and ice cold drinks. Wilson.
How fast do you think you can get that thing to go without killing it?
Only one way to find out.
Hello everyone, I'm your host, Alan SMITHEE. And just in case you didn't catch it in the intro, I recently went to a theater to see Alien Romulus. And why I have serious reservations about giving Disney money, just in case you didn't know, Disney owns the rights to the Aliens franchise. But I was able to stow down my deep seething rage for that bastard Mickey just long enough to go to this theater and watch this sack of shit movie. Believe it or not, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. It wasn't all that great either, but it wasn't all that bad. You see, I came up with a much better title for it that they would have never used. That title? Aliens IR. Intellectually Retarded. Hold on. Now before you freak out and go straight bitchin' to YouTube, let me explain myself, please. I do understand that this is a horror film. Well, sci-fi horror, but that's just me splitting hairs. I get it, that people have to act, well, stupid, to keep the plot moving along, otherwise the whole thing grinds to a steel halt. But with that said, this is some next-level retardation we're talking about here. And I'm not talking about the main character, Andy. Yeah, I consider him the main character. He is the best one in the whole film. I'm not even talking about him, and they do play his character like he's autistic with just a touch of MR. But that's not what I'm talking about right here. You see, folks, this movie is visually stunning. Quite frankly, visually, it's the best Aliens film I've ever seen. It's honestly amazing what they've pulled off. This is some next-level, mind-bending shit they've pulled off with this film, and I wasn't even high when I went to see it, folks. I'm guessing you're asking yourself, why is Alan so critical about this film then? Well, remember I said it was visually stunning. Intellectually, well, quite frankly, it's retarded. Or, at absolute least, cripplingly learning disabled. Every character, except for the antagonist, well, and his sidekick antagonist, but that's a special case we'll cover later. Everybody in this whole film made some seriously questionable choices. I mean, seriously, folks. The whole runtime, I kept thinking, so this is what it's like if Monty Python directed an Aliens film. All you would need to do is replace the dour atmospheric music with a bouncy sea sort of thing, and then maybe a couple wah-wah and some sound effects here and there, and you got yourself an award-winning comedy. I swear to fucking God you do. You put in a few slapstick sound effects here and there, hell, even liberally, and you've got a film, quite frankly, Mel Brooks would have been proud to have made. With all that said, it was truly amazing looking. I have no beef with the special effects or the cinematography or any of that. It's just everything else. Jesus fucking Christ, do I have a problem with it. With all that said, let me bring it around for you so you can say, okay, Alan, get to the blow-by-blow part of the description, will ya? Of course I will. Needless to say, there's gonna be spoilers from this point out, alright? With all that said, here we go. So the movie starts. We see a desolate shit planet, apparently some sort of mining operation, and this introduces us to the two main characters of the film, Andy and Rain. Now right off the bat, the movie doesn't pull many punches. You see, Andy is, well, special. There's no other way of putting it, he's special. And Rain, well, they imply she's embarrassed of him. and she asks him to stay outside while she goes into the main office to do some paperwork. That paperwork, it turns out, is a transfer off of that planet. The company, Well and Yutani, tells her fuck right off. And feeling dejected, she goes out and finds a bunch of little bastard kids beating the fuck out of Andy, and that's when we realize, oh god, he's a synthetic. She tells Andy they've been deferred for like another 20 years, and somehow they'll get through it. At this point, we're introduced to her friends. We got the loser boyfriend, the really hot pregnant chick who doesn't want anyone to know she's knocked up, a cute cue ball to fly a ship for them, the asshole cousin that nobody wants to be there, and of course, the gorgeous main character of Rain, and her brother Andy the synthetic. She's apprehensive, but they talk her into it, and they explain that they desperately need Andy because he's a synthetic and he can speak the computer language. So they all hop on a spaceship and go into the outer rim, and they find what's apparently an abandoned space station just getting ready to crash into the rings of the planet. And it doesn't take long for shit to go wrong, right off the bat. Well, quite frankly, they find out they don't have as much time as they thought they did, but it should all work out, right? They have to reboot Andy with some safety protocols to get him past a locked door, and things just keep going wrong in a fucking shitstorm cascade. And it all cascades into them basically letting loose a bunch of facehuggers, and one of them hopping on their pilot, and well, quite frankly, this reminds me of my second wedding night. Two things become quickly apparent. First off, that Andy has had a massive upgrade in intelligence. And second, they need to wake up this dead android and ask it what the fuck is going on. The formerly dead android, named Rook, informs them all that their friend is fucked, and there's a 60-40 chance that a monster is gonna burst out of her chest, and a monster that bleeds acid everywhere, just like that thing in the ceiling, and he points it out to them. It's at this exact moment that the movie, to quote Robert Downey Jr., went full retard. Just to recap, everyone in the room had just been told that their friend has a 60% chance of ruining everything and turning into the stuff of nightmares. So what does this stupid fucker right here do? He grabs Cue Ball and starts helping her lame ass run to the ship that they're all supposed to leave on. Andy gives chase, and he damn near catches up. He puts in a heroic effort, but this fucking case study in autism literally locks the goddamn door so no one can get in or out. Fucking Christ, he's stupid. No sooner than Cue Ball's in the fucking cockpit, she starts feeling like crap and grabbing her chest. We all know what's about to happen. That's right, folks. Asian girl chest spaghetti. The cute knocked up one runs over to her friend to try to help. And what'd she get for all of her troubles? A spicy, bloody bukkake. Some people would pay good money for that sort of thing. Not me necessarily, but some people would. She then, understandably, screams her fucking head off. The only saving grace? The fucking idiot who caused all this trouble gets to see it happen right in front of him. That piece actually made me laugh. I was struck by the fact that the chest burster, well, quite frankly, popped out in less than 3 minutes, but you know, the facehuggers in this film do look weird and sickly, so I'm guessing something's up that hasn't been explained yet. So the pregnant hottie and the Riri are heading down a corridor. The recently hatched chest burster has went into some sort of chrysalis mode and is hatching right in front of them. So what does the genius decide to do? He attacks it, of course, and gets sprayed all over the fucking face. This film is just one spicy bukkake after another. Anyways, rather than get the fuck up and move his bitch ass to safety, he decides to check out his injuries. Then out comes a little more acid, lands on his chest, and he dies. Cuck. We then cut to the sexy as hell Rain, Andy, and her deer-in-the-headlights boyfriend in a science lab, and we finally get answers to why the fuck the facehuggers look weird. Apparently they've been cloning them, and totally skipping the egg-laying process, and then draining the facehuggers in a fashion not too dissimilar from plasma donations for the black goo, which is apparently just dripping in their system. And as soon as Andy loads up a cask full of ampules of the black goo, he hands out some guns and tells people not to use them because the aliens bleed acid. Don't be a cuck. Right then on cue, a bunch of facehuggers break out, and so everyone decides to run down the corridors again. Are you noticing a pattern here, folks? I have. They manage to slip the facehuggers, and then they find their pregnant friend, and she's been stuck to the wall by the xenomorphs. So they break her loose, and in the process, Deer in the Headlights' boyfriend gets killed by a xenomorph, of course. Oh, and he brought more friends to the party. Well, of course he did. As the audience, we're forced to just ignore the fact that, these xenomorphs have just been hanging around listening to all this shit happen on this space station, and we're just too busy enthralled in a poker game or something to come see what was up. But anyways, moving along. So Andy gets injured, and of course Rain runs off with the pregnant chick, and they get to a side room, and Rain does something out of character stupid. She leaves the ampules with her friend and tells her, you need to take this and then get to a cryopod. As the audience, we know this is the worst thing the pregnant chick could do for herself and the baby, but, she thinks it's a good idea. Rain makes her way back to Andy, finds him on the ground injured, and manages to convince him to let her remove his programming upgrade chip. And on cue, the xenomorphs arrive. Her and downgraded Andy skitter off. And you gotta remember now, Andy's no longer super smart, but he's back to being lovable, so I guess that's a fair trade. Andy has her back as he helps her, with the help of an aim-assisting gun also, take out xenomorphs left and right in zero gravity, and their acid blood is just splattering everywhere. It looks truly amazing. Honestly, it's pimp. So the two of them, despite all odds, take out all the xenomorphs, and they get back to their friend, and everything's happy, and they're loading her into a cryo tank when suddenly all the lights go red and everything goes bad, and she pulls her friend out, who now looks like she's 9 months pregnant and going into labor. Oh, Jesus, I'm gonna need a minute, folks. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. The audience is treated to watching the gorgeous pregnant one squeeze out a really nasty-looking egg that's steaming. She says, get it away from me, and her friend obliges. And this scene kind of bummed me out. It's another case of them just throwing away a perfectly good white boy. Rain then goes back to get her gun, and by the time she does, the baby's gone. Where could it have went? We then cut back to formerly pregnant chick and injured Andy. And, well, this happened. We've all heard of kids having growth spurts, but this was ridiculous. So the 9 or 10 foot tall newborn baby, he pimp slaps Andy. It goes without saying, that pimp slap fucked Andy's shit right up. I'm sorry, but that pimp slap handed him his own ass. That's when the newborn, with a face that apparently not even a mother could love, does what every newborn does. It gets hungry. So, by the time Rain makes it back, she's treated to this sight. She's understandably shocked and dismayed at the sight. And as the baby stands up, we're treated to what I'm guessing is a shot of implying it's a female, and Rain takes off again, understandably bailing the fuck out. She's running and gets injured in the process and manages to get her way into a spacesuit, and then the creature finds her, but she has a stroke of genius and she blows out an air shaft, and they get sucked into the gravitational pull, and next thing you know, the baby is ground to bits by the rings of the planet. And then Rain, off camera, makes it back onto the ship. She puts her and Andy into 2 separate cryo tanks, and that's the end of the film. They changed a lot around about the lore, mainly about how long it takes for aliens to gestate and burst out of chests and all that, but these were genetically engineered clone aliens, so there is always that. Like I said earlier, visually it's an amazing film. They did a lot of good things with it visually, but in every other regard, it's very retarded. Your mileage might vary, but me personally, I regarded it as retarded. Now if you'll excuse me, after a hentai that hot, I really need a shower.